Welcome back to Saturday Taj Hammer, Saturday before Christmas edition. Watch out for Frosty the Chaos Snowman. But here we go. We're lining up 2,000 points today of Imperium versus some Chaos sweet action. Here is our battlefield. We're doing Mission 2 from the Adepticon packet, getting prepared for that super fun adventure. This is Mission 2, the Epiphany of Death. Which, I mean, the table looks like it fits, and that's also right in our wheelhouse. But the battlefield does look like some bad chaos stuff's going on, so the Imperium's going to have to defend it. But here we go.
All right, here we have 1,999 points of chaos. We've got a Death Guard battalion, 3 units of Poxwalkers. We got a 15, a 15, and supposed to be a 12, but I forgot my other sandwich bag of Poxwalkers, so we've only got 40 to work with, so these 2 are represented in spirit. We've got, for our HQ choices, we got a Malignant Plaguecaster, who will have Miasma of Pestilence and Putrescent Vitality. And we've got Typhus, we like to call him Offensive Typhus, and he's got Blades of Putrefaction, and the one that does mortal wounds if it's bigger than your toughness. Can't remember the name of it. We've got Death Shroud, because hey, they're only 120 points, and OMG, you can't leave them at home at 120 points. And then we've got our Chaos Knights. Well, these are Chaos Knights. The other one is borrowed from Michael. So they are identical. We've got Gatling Cannon and Rapid Fire Battle Cannon. And then we've got the Icarus cannons on top. This gentleman is actually kitted out with 2 thermal cannons, obviously not in real life, but in our list and in our points. And he has the same Icarus battle cannon. We have used the stratagem to give everyone a relic. This will be the Warlord, and we double the wounds to determine his profile. His Warlord trait gives him +1 attack. I had to write him down because I can't remember. This gentleman ignores hit roll modifiers. And, oh, I'm sorry, these are incorrect. This gentleman on wound rolls of 6 adds 1 to the AP, and this gentleman with 2 thermal cannons, you know, again, in our list, still working on building them, ignores hit roll modifiers. So there we go with 2,000 points or less of chaos.
All right, deployment video. Frosty did not move, but here is how we're lining up for Adepticon Mission 2. Here's the Imperial side. We've got some Custodian Wardens, Shield Captains, some Guard Squads, a Company Commander, a Tank Commander that looks suspiciously like Pass, but he's not, 2 Basilisks, these 4 guys, Mortar Team, Company Commander, Custodian Guard with Guard Squad there. Teleportarian, we have a Vexillus Praetor in Alaris Armor, Alaris Terminators, and the Contemptor was put there as well. On the Chaos side, we have some screens of Poxwalkers, 3 Chaos Knights, a Malignant Plaguecaster, we've got the Death Shroud and Typhus in the Teleportarian. We have an objective in each corner, 3 straight down the gut of no man's land that lives between us. Those are end of the game scoring objectives. The objectives in each one of our corners or deployment zones counts for 0 for us, but a lot if you capture the enemies. So it's a battle for no man's land and your enemy's deployment zone. We do have a couple secondaries, which is Meat Grinder, which is talking all about the wounds. So we're going to make sure we keep track of that. In the tertiary, we're also going to remember that this time. So here's how we deploy, getting ready to roll off. Chaos has a +1 to their roll because they finished deploying first. So first turn coming up next.
Alright, at the end of Chaos turn 1, we got a 6 on the roll to go first. We moved up, shuffled a little bit. We tried to maintain a little bit of our Poxwalker bubble here just to kind of protect us. Obviously first turn, so Typhus and the boys are still in the Teleportarium. We did some shooting. I took our double thermal cannon knight here that of course isn't equipped like that, but we're paying the points. I just need to make thermal cannons. Really bad rolling, and we did 5 wounds. Only 1 wound went through. We rolled 3 2s to wound. This gentleman had to follow up and did kill the tank commander. The final night here, he shot the battle cannon at the rear basilisk and took 6 wounds off. And then we shot all of our other guns, the Gatling cannon and the Icarus and the Stubbers at these gentlemen. We did manage to kill 1 custodian guard and get a wound off of another one. So overall, killed the tank commander, wounded a basilisk, and got 1 custodian guard. But Michael's got a lot of stuff over there in the teleportorium. So that's it for Chaos. Turn 1.
End of guard turn 1, pretty uneventful. Used the Relic of Lascadia on these basilisks that weren't too terribly wounded yet. Generally moved forward with the wardens, these guardsmen, those guardsmen there. The custodian guard and the guardsmen there stayed put on this objective and shot with the mortars. Took 3 wounds off the Nurgle Knight, took 4 wounds off the Black Legion Knight, killed 6 Poxwalkers with some mortars. But that's really kind of it at the minute. Going to do some tallying of our secondary victory points, I believe. And we'll go from there. Chaos turn 2.
All right, end of Chaos turn 2. We kind of shuffled up a little bit. Got our front line of Poxies. Had both our spells go off, so we've got Miasma, we've got Putrescent Vitality. We did some shooting. Thermal cannons. Michael saved it. Really good save roll. We did manage to kill the back basilisk with the stubber. And then we got this front basilisk, so you can see him through the smoke cloud, down to 1 wound. So overall we did 11 wounds. Good enough for 1 VP on, what is that called? Meat grinder. So we'll make note of that. And we did kill a unit. Otherwise, we're just kind of protecting our flanks there. So that's all we got for Chaos turn 2.
End of Imperium turn 2. Generally advanced in the right flank here. Deep struck the Vexillus Praetor. Move these custodian guards into air quotes cover. Guardsmen are screwed. Reverse that basilisk because we're afraid he's going to blow up and hurt some people. Move the company commander into range with his guard squad there. He's a little hurt from the explosion. We did take some shooting into the Poxwalkers, used the custodian wardens, Vexillus Praetor's grenade launcher, in the mortars, and cleared all but 1 Poxwalker. Ended up finishing off with Basilisk that was overwatching basically, and ended up killing him, which was surprise, fun, good, and was worth the point. So totally worth it. But here is where we stand at the end of guard and custodies, I should say. Turn 2. So Chaos turn 3 coming up next. I feel like we're really getting massacred.
All right, here we go. End of Chaos turn 3. Pretty productive turn. We did manage to wrap up the 1 remaining wound on the Basilisk. We also did a lot of shooting over here. We killed 1 of the Custodes Guardians, I think. And then Michael had deep struck a gentleman over here. Bacillus Praetor. We moved over our character, re-rolling hit rolls against characters and ignoring hit roll modifiers. It turned out to be a good matchup for that guy because he was a character. He was -1 to hit, but we didn't care. We were able to kill him, which after a debrief turns out to be really fortunate because there's some tomfoolery that was going to happen with some deep striking those guys within 6 inches of him and 3 inches of me. So we dodged a bullet there. We did send the Death Shroud Terminators in. It's the turn 3, so we had to. So we plopped them in 9 inches, which was about here. We re-rolled the charge to get into the heavy weapon squad with their mortars. And we re-rolled it, got a 9, moved in, and Death Shroud doing Death Shroud things. We killed them nicely. And then we piled into poor company commander here. He's having a really bad day. But we got 2 points for doing about 17 wounds on infantry. So here we go into Imperial turn 3.
All right, end of Imperium turn 3. Not a whole lot to report, really. Company commander withdrew. Good choice. And the guardsmen over there, the custodian guard over there, and these guardsmen here, and these guardsmen here, all shot these Death Shroud Nightmares. Didn't hurt them. Great rolls on both sides, actually. Nothing doing. They're scary. Something about Mortarion. I don't know. Over here, we deep struck. Really sad about the Vexillus Praetor dying. But we did take some shots at this knight and did take some wounds off it, which was encouraging. Proceeded to roll our charge rolls. Contemptor was going in first. Rolled an 8. Oh man, it's a 5 and a 3. Let's command point reroll that 3. And that's another 3. So, okay, cool story. That's another 8. Well, who could do that again? And here come the Alaris Terminators, and we rolled another 8. So, nothing doing there. They're about to get punished for their issue there. But here's where we stand going into Chaos turn 4.
All right, here we go. End of Chaos turn 4. Typhus fell back just a little bit.
Moved up our Poxwalkers here, moved up our Poxwalkers there. We buffed them with the Plague Caster. Fortunately, Michael rolled a couple of 8s on the charge rolls earlier, so these guys were not in combat. We did some shooting. This guy's down to 5 wounds, super tough, didn't do much on the thermal cannons. We did kill 3 of these fellows at 4 wounds each, so we'll chalk that up as a win. With all of the infantry models we killed, we did get 2 points on our secondary objective, Meat Grinder. And then, speaking of Meat Grinder, the Death Shroud did make the 3-inch charge into the former guardsman on this objective. So if we can stay alive, this is super powerful objective. So we'll see. 2 points for Chaos that turn, heading into the Imperium turn 4.
End of Imperium turn 4. It didn't go the way we wanted, but it's what we got. So we're going to be okay with it. The Stellaris Custodians charged the Malignant Plague Caster and murder effed him. That was not consolation for what happened there. This big, badass, 10,000-year-old, maybe older, veteran charged into these Poxwalkers. He's got 4 attacks. He is bracketed, so he's on 3s. He rolled 3 2s and a 1, so that's on me, that's not on him, but it's okay. And the Poxies almost turned him back, they didn't, but we did kill some stuff. These guys advanced. This guard squad's just really hunkering down under the landing pad, just really hoping Objective 2 doesn't get focused on. Over here, we did shoot these guardsmen. At these Death Shroud, we did take a wound, so somebody's getting battlefield promoted. This guard squad over here did shoot that knight. I think we took a wound.
You did.
So somebody else is getting battlefield promoted. So we've got 2 field marshals on the field now. Really weird. But here's where we stand going into Chaos. Turn 5. Interesting game. Feels not good from the Imperium side, but hey, it's a score at the end of the game. So we're going to see just how bad it is at the end. We'll see. We've got stoppage time, basically. So here's where we stand going into Chaos. Turn 5.
End of Chaos turn 5.
Death Shroud over here, not doing anything, just in the clubhouse having a beer, sitting on that objective. These 2 knights combined for shooting the custodians that were right here. It took all of our firepower to kill those 2 gentlemen, but we finally did. Needed them out of the way. And then with our thermal cannons, we shot these custodian guardian something rathers, wardens, and we killed 1 of them. And then we tried to charge in with epoxies. We got hit with a Tanglefoot grenade, and then Michael rolled a 6, and then I rolled a 3 on the charge, so I had to subtract 6, so we just sat there. Typhus came in to the Dreadnought. We got Blades of Putrid.
End of Imperium round 5. Nightmare continues. Shield Captain and the Custodian Wardens charge Typhus. He is blessed by Nurgle. The shield captain did take 2 wounds off him after a bed-shitting series of rolling. Typhus did counter-offensive, so he interrupted. That was fun. Attacked the Custodian Wardens and did an ungodly amount of damage with veterans and the spell he's got. He played some Putrefaction on him and did an ungodly number of wounds and mortal wounds to the Custodian Wardens. They died. It was a nightmare. But here's kind of where we stand. Gonna basically call it here, so we're going to calculate some points, do some theory hammer real quick, but you've got some Death Shroud on an objective worth all the points. Look at these brave MFers over here. Look at that. So brave. These guys just hanging out, drinking tea over there. And yeah, Shield Captain holding it down. He's doing his thing. But that's the end of Imperium turn 5. Into the game. We're going to tabulate real quick and be back with a end of game vid.
Alright, Hammer fans, wrap-up video. Here we go. I got some Death Shroud on this objective here. And then in a stunning turn of events, the master piloting of the Imperium gives them all 3 No Man's Land objectives. See if we can get a view under here of the guardsmen. For a total of 21 points for their objectives. Knight just short there, would love to shoot them, stompy them. So that point total pulls the Imperium ahead 29 to 21, even though we've got the 9-point objective. So Michael was helped out. He did get the Vanguard by having 2 units in my deployment zone at the start of the phase. That was turn 4, I believe. And so we killed a lot of things. We got a lot of units left, but they say this game is won in the movement phase, so that is evidence here. So